Ireland has two official languages in the country. We have English, which is spoken by the vast majority of people, and we also have Irish. Okay, you can call it Gaelic, Irish, Gaeilge. Most Irish people call it Irish language, but many people from abroad call it Gaelic. Irish is taught in public schools. Okay, everybody has to learn it. It's obligatory, but that does not mean that many people speak the language very well. Some people do. There are some native speakers. Here are some facts about the Irish language. Probably now there's only about 20,000 native speakers of Irish. It's getting less and less, and you find them all on the west coast of Ireland. English in Ireland. So English is the most common language that you hear on the streets of Ireland. So it uses certain Gaelic features in pronunciation, syntax, and vocabulary. So an example of this would be, did you see the game on TV last night? I did. So you see, they repeat the auxiliary. Okay, it's just a leftover from the Irish language. Also, you notice that Irish people are not very good at pronouncing the TH sound. So the number 3, for example, is often pronounced tree. So there are just some things about the history of Ireland, because the Irish language was the spoken language 150, 200 years ago, and we changed to English. Okay, so now we'll talk about the pronunciation in Ireland. It's quite different to the UK and the United States. There are lots of different accents around Ireland, in the north, in the south, in the west, and in the east. And in Dublin, there are two different accents. In my opinion, there are probably 3 accents, but there is the kind of inner city Dublin accent, which kind of slender vowel sounds. It's like, all right, how are you doing there? Something like that. And then the other accent, which sometimes we call the D4, or like American influenced accent. I'm not going to do an impersonation of that. There's also differences with the or sound, and the th sound is quite difficult. So let's look at the example here. 3 people came to dinner, not 3 people came to dinner. Okay, if you're not from Ireland, maybe you get a bit confused or something like that if English is not your first language. So let's look at some accents here. So there are 32 counties in Ireland, and each one has a different accent. You know, you can tell by listening to people from, oh, this person, he's from Cork. Okay, I know that by the way he's talking. Okay, so many local dialects, they stayed like this because people really didn't travel a lot, and there wasn't a lot of transport available to them. So people kind of lived in enclosed communities in Ireland. So here are the different accents, and at the bottom we have a sub-regional Irish accent. So is that possible that we have one accent that is a general accent like you have in many other countries? I don't really think so. I can always tell where somebody is from by their accent in Ireland. Although many people say about me they can't tell about my accent, maybe because I've lived in different countries for many, many years. I don't have a strong accent like other people. So let's look at some slang. The first word here is one of the most important words, I would say. It's crack. Crack generally means fun, okay? We had great crack last night. Okay, we had great fun last night, but it also means other things like you can ask, how are you? And you say, oh, what's the crack? All right. If somebody says this to you, it's very likely in Ireland, is one of the most common things we say in Ireland. What's the crack? Then that kind of gives you the chance to tell about anything you want, right? You talk about your life, or nothing much if you don't feel like talking, or my job, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Some more words here that are not found in other countries. An idiot, that just means a stupid person, or a gobshite, kind of a stupid person who thinks they're great. And the next one is a kip. So is like a terrible place, very messy and dirty and run down. And the next word is deadly. So this is especially in Dublin, people say something is deadly, something is really good. Yeah, I don't know. where we got that from, but yeah, it's very common that people say, "Oh, that's deadly." Sound. So this is also found in the UK, I think, especially in Liverpool. Sound means a good person. So the way we use it is like, "Oh, he's sound. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's sound." Grand, very important one too. In Ireland, when somebody asks you, "How are you?" say, "Oh, I'm grand." It means I'm fine. I'm okay. Irish people don't really get excited and say, "Oh, we're in great spirits" or something. It's kind of just level. I'm grand. I'm okay. Gaff we use for a house. So, are you going around to Tom's gaff tomorrow? Something like that. Give out. The Americans would say to tell off is when you're angry at somebody. "Oh, my mom gave out to me for staying out too late last night." And the next one then is your man or your one. This kind of means when there's somebody you don't know their name, and you say, "Oh, your man over there," or if you forgot his name or something like that. So your man for the male and your one for the female. So what's your man over there doing? Okay, you don't know the person's name, so you say something like that.